Let's get right to it. Your confidence level in Michigan football for the upcoming season on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, 1 would mean that you don't have any confidence at all. You think this team is going to go belly up and lose the majority of their games. 10 would equal supreme confidence. You can't be any higher. You can't go any higher than 10 on this scale. And, for me, as I walk through it, and we'll get your thoughts, uh, where your confidence level is with Michigan. You can always ask a question. You can always be interactive with this show with the feedback. And you can see Shadyville and Kevin. They're in here. You see Andres, the golfer from Kentucky. He's in here. Made it to Friday. He's excited, and he comes up with a 9.4. 9.4 sounds pretty good. Let me give you my number for Michigan. It's pretty close to Andres, or the poster formerly known as Andres. I am at a 9.5. How can I be more confident? There is a way, and I've explained it to you in how I could be more confident. If Jake Moody was back, and I was just watching Michigan, Ohio State from last year, and in the second half, Michigan tries a 57-yard field goal. It's amazing, down in Columbus at the Horseshoe. They're lining up and throw Jake Moody out there in the fourth quarter and try a 57-yard field goal. Did you ever think you'd see something like that? No, he didn't make that one. If Jake Moody was back and Michigan was heading into this season, I'd put Michigan at a 9.6. If Michigan last year had beat TCU, which they are favored to do, as you know, and would have advanced to the championship game, I would bump it up where I would feel like, Michigan was at a 9.7. Getting to the championship game and bringing back the majority of the team, getting all the way, getting the experience, and then it was like, they got there in 21. And you could say, they might not agree with that they were just happy to be there, whatever. And then Georgia, creamed them in the semifinal. But then last year, in this case, like if they would have beat TCU, they'd have taken that next step. And who knows how they would have played against Georgia. A little better than TCU, you would have hoped. But that's why I would bump it up even additionally if they had made it to the championship game. And then let's say they played Georgia tough into the fourth quarter. Like it's a one-score game and, it comes down to a call or a drive or a field goal. And Michigan, you call it a heartbreaker if they were that close in a championship game, that close to winning a championship. And then you would have this off season where they would have Moody back. They had made it to the championship game. They had made it into the fourth quarter against the mighty Georgia Bulldogs. Well, I would have it at a 9.9. Could I be supremely confident with nothing? Like if they would have beaten Georgia, would I be at a 10? Because then you'd be like, I think I'm a little bit more confident if they would have, because they'd had the hunger and ready for that next step. Where if they'd won a championship, it would obviously would have been great, but maybe it would be a 10 there if they would have beaten Georgia. But those are the little small nudges above a 9.5 that, the only way that I can feel more confident. I mean, what else is there? I look at Michigan's offense. I'm pretty confident in what they bring. We've talked about the passing game and the downfield passing game. I'm confident that they are going to be able to throw the ball deep, that they are going to attack with their wide receivers downfield. And I think that they will do that more than they did last year. You can say, why would you believe that? Well, they said that they wanted to do that to beat Georgia and to take that next step. It's the one part of the offense that you can say for the majority of the year was not there. They tried to do that. They tried to throw it down to Roman Wilson, and they tried to get Andrell Anthony and Cornelius Johnson. It wasn't clicking in the different games where they tried to do it until the Ohio State game, and then they got it going in the Big Ten championship game, and then with mixed results, obviously with the passing game against TCU, but there was also some big home runs in the championship game. So they've done it, and they did it late in the season, and they know Harbaugh knows, and Sharon Moore knows, and the rest of that offensive staff, and if they're going to take the next step, and the next step is getting to the championship game, and if you're thinking about getting to the championship game, you're thinking about winning the championship game. It'll be about being able to flex your muscle and do everything out there, and that will require being able to unleash the ball downfield. They know that. I think they're going to do that. I feel confident in the offense. Defensively, with Jesse Minter and what he was able to show last year with the material that he had and what he has coming back, I feel pretty confident in this Michigan defense that they can. Now, you take the TCU game, maybe put it over here for just a second. I don't know, but the majority of the season, every other game, season, they were really good. And Minter and his halftime adjustments, his adjustments overall, and the players that they have coming back, I'm supremely confident in the defense and the offense. That's why I put it at a 9.5.